An apple that falls from the tree, wind that blows around us, spheres that stare upon us, sight that reflects the past, light that never turns around, time that can roam around, space that can bend, distance that disappears, positions that interchange, things that can be one and many at once, objects that can relate to partners at infinity, energy that drains but still stays infinite. Reality is not that realistic. Disclaimer: this is just me spilling the contents of my skull onto the screen. Take it with a mountain of salt. I'm no expert, no philosopher, no physicist. Everything here is raw observation, wild speculation, or outright nonsense. Cherry pick what sparks something in you, chew it over, or scroll past. But please don't swallow it whole. Thanks for humoring me. Let's kick off with the basics. What is motion? At its simplest, it's an object shifting from point A to point B over some stretch of time, sprinkled with complications like velocity, acceleration, and displacement, of course. But imagine we're playing in a sealed box, a tiny universe with strict rules. Each position in the box can hold exactly 2 objects at once. No more, no less. So if object A wants to slide into position B, the occupant already there, object B, has to scoot over to position A. It's a cosmic game of musical chairs, enforced by the laws of the space itself. Now, throw in a wild card, a 3rd slot. This one's special. It molds itself to the shape of whatever object last touched it, like a memory foam imprint. But here's the catch. Nothing stays here long. Anything that enters bounces out almost immediately, heading to the next free spot. So, when object A pushes toward B, object B instinctively flees to this 3rd slot. It fits perfectly for a split second, then ejects, landing back in A, and poof. The 3rd slot now bears B's shape, a faint echo of the disruption. Enter. Object C, a shapeshifter, a chameleon that can mimic any slot's form. Slip C into the 3rd slot and pull it out. Voila, you've got a snapshot of what was there before. If you know the 3rd slot's imprint was B's shape, you deduce B was the one displaced. And if there are only 2 objects total, you instantly know A was the instigator, the mover, that kicked off the chain. That's step 1, decoding the mover from the echoes left behind. Step 2, scaling up the chaos. Scale this up. More positions, more objects, let's say 10 balls rattling around 10 slots. Add a handful of those transient extra slots, each craving fresh imprints but quick to evict. Now, when you throw 5 balls into the mix, disrupting the equilibrium, each heads to a random extra slot before settling. The extras capture their shapes like fleeting Polaroids. Later, when you probe with your shapeshifters, the C objects, you read those imprints and pinpoint exactly which 5 were shuffled. But life gets messier. What if those 5 thrown balls scatter to extras that overlap with previous throws? The new imprints overwrite the old ones, like fresh paint on a canvas. If the first batch of 5 left faint traces, but the second batch blasts over them, your shapeshifters will pick up stronger signals from the recent invaders. The past fades. The present dominates. Suddenly, you can timestamp the disruptions. Not just what moved, but when. To truly distinguish old from new, you need overlap. Fresh data doesn't just fill voids, it layers over the stale stuff, training the system to prioritize recency. In our box, empty extras default to blank shapes, hungry for anything. But in reality, these slots aren't dumb. They're adaptive. A new ball might inherit traits from the old one, blending histories. Line up a chain of extras in a pattern, like neural pathways firing in sequence, and the system prefers certain balls, pulling them in based on familiarity. It's selective amnesia with a bias toward the familiar. And here's where it loops wild. Balls don't just come from outside. Sometimes the extras generate their own. Phantom balls born from the strongest lingering imprints, the best or most recent data. These self-spawned intruders get read, reprocessed, and spat out, kicking off mini-cycles. It could be precise, echoing a specific memory, or hazy, a vague emotional smear. If no external balls arrive for too long, the slots erode, imprints flatten, data decays, reverting to that primal emptiness. And the mover? It doesn't matter who or what you are after the first few cycles. The system reboots on autopilot, treating newcomers like echoes of the old guard. The mover in the machine. What this means for you. This whole tangled analogy, it's my sloppy stab at how memory renders reality. If it's not total bunk, here's the punchline. You're not your soul, you're not your mind. You are the mover, the spark, the event that hurls fresh balls into the extra slots, rewriting the flow. Those new balls? They're sensory inputs, sights, sounds, touches funneling in as novel frequencies, crashing against your archive. They overwrite the dim old files, and you, the process, start rereading, re-rendering, reinforcing. The more unique the frequency, or the more it's replayed in varied contexts, the stickier it gets. In this view, you're not the storage, the slots hoarding frequencies. You're the reader, the dynamic scan that animates it all. Not an object, but a verb, perceiving, disrupting, evolving. How deep does this loop drill? No clue, maybe down to quantum flickers, scooping up more chaos as it spirals. But even strip it to bare bones. One ball, one slot, one mover, and it's alive. Not human, perhaps, just a bird's instinct, a worm's twitch, whatever baseline your genes. Your evolutionary biases, the regulators tuning the slots, dictate. But you? You're the experiencer riding that wave, whatever the hardware. This, I suspect, is life's secret sauce, the alchemy turning slots and balls into soul-like illusions. Souls, reincarnation, all that jazz? Maybe just echoes of movers haunting upgraded slots across lives. Or maybe it's me, fever dreaming in the whole of my existence. Could be pure hallucination, probably is. But if it lingers, ponder it. Tweak it. Trash it. Just don't let it sit unchallenged. Thanks for riding this weird wave with me. Catch you in the next Mind Flush. Peace.